Welcome back to Factorio Megabase-In-A-Book. My name is Nilaus, and I guess you know that. I would not imagine that there are a lot of people who see this episode as their first episode, so this is one of the things that is both good and bad about my YouTube channel is I make a lot of content for people who are already subscribed and already sort of engaged with the content, and well, that might not be the best way to grow, but it is a good way to entertain the people who have already found this channel. So thank you very much for finding my channel and sticking around and hanging out for these extended Let's Plays that take quite a bit of effort to work through. And I should give a warning at the beginning of this episode. I will be doing some math here, because we are going to start working on space science. And that can be a bit mathy if you want to make sure that you do things at a ratio, and that's what I want to do. So we should do some of the things we always do in the beginning, and that means build some solar panels and thank the patrons. So thank you patrons for joining, and thank you very much for continuing supporting this wonderful series. I absolutely love this. I love the fact that I can come back here twice a week, and I can think about sort of ideas between sessions, and then I can go into a working session and create this, I don't know, I was about to say beautiful base, but it's not really. All right, let's talk a bit about the base. I'm trying to get some structure to it. So you can see these sections here that we've done, and we've started to see with the purple signs we had, somewhere. I can't even find my purple signs. Oh, there's the purple signs. And it's actually right here. We're standing right next to the purple signs. And yeah, so this is starting to sort of get to the point where it's filling up more than one block. And I was sort of thinking, okay, should I extend the block? But then it would sort of be gradually extending, and I don't think that's a good idea. So it dawned on me that I actually have like 3 in between. And that means if I want to make sort of links out here, then they're best suited not at this location, even though that would sort of make sense to go straight in here. But that means it's a 4-way intersection, and I do not like 4-way intersections. They are always going to cause jams with left turns, and yeah. So that's why I'd rather have it like this, even though it does seem like a bit illogical that I'd rather want 2 3-way turns, but that is my preference, and I feel that it works a lot better, sort of given experience. And I'm sure there are just designs for 4 intersections that you will claim are super good, and there probably are, but I don't care about the overall throughput. I care about the throughput when everything wants to turn left, and that's the problem. So what I'm going to do here is I'm probably going to, and this is for the extension for later on, build down here. That means at some point when we start consuming this, we are going to start pushing it further down to some of the next locations. But at this point, I don't really think we'll ever run out of these. They, with the productivity starting to get up there, and just doesn't happen. Anyway, one of the other things that's really bad is that, as you can see, this one is not there. This one is not there. So someone at some point has to move 153,000 blue circuits and 153,000 blue circuits and a lot of other crap just one block over. Yeah, you know it's gonna happen, right? It's gonna happen at some point, but not right now. We're gonna be starting instead on some other things, and that other thing will be, yeah, what will it be? That would be the space science. So what we'll do, this will be several episodes, many episodes, I expect, because first we want to do the rocket silo. I think we'll do that first because it's kind of more fun to do first. Then after that we'll do satellites, and then we'll do the subcomponents, and then we'll piece the whole thing together. So that will definitely be several episodes of build. Okay, don't stand on tracks when, oh wow, it's still a long way to go over there. Right, I think I actually need to go back here and grab some things so I can build some silos. Let's do that and then meet at this location. Here we are with our train coming into our little location, and we have 3 rocket silos with us. So this will be designed for, let's see, how big will this design be? This design will be for 2,700 rockets per minute. No, that's a bit much. 2,700 rockets per minute, that's a bit much. 2,700 signs per minute, which is 2.7 rockets per minute. And that's why we have to do like super complicated math for this. What we need to do is some of the things that we've done before. We're going to do like a standard build here. I'm going to take this one out, and what is it we want? Because I do not want to combine the satellite build with the rocket launching. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build the rocket launching, and the rocket launching will take It'll take the low density structures that we actually have a design for. It'll take rocket fuel that I don't think we have a design for. No, we don't. And it'll take rocket control units that we don't have a design for. And it'll take satellites that we absolutely do not have a design for. Those items inbound, going into a rocket silo. It's all good. Everyone's happy. That's what we're going to build. And that means I have 4 inbounds and 1 outbound, being the white science, the space science. And while we are down here, let me build this thing for us. I just deleted my blueprint book. Good thing that's weird. Hold on. Is that a new thing? That's a new thing. There was a what? There was an update on the patch. That must be new behavior. Right? I mean, do you see it? Is that new? I mean, it does seem like new. Usually you couldn't put it. Ah, look at that. Yes, it's definitely new. I'm losing my shit. Yes, I am. Yeah, so wasn't it previously that they were locked like this, so that when you put something else on top of something else, it was already locked and you couldn't expand it? That seems so weird to me. Like, please confirm that, or yeah, let me know in the comment section, because that's weird. Like, I'm losing these things as soon as I start clicking on them, which is a sign that something is different, because my usual routine is not working. Yeah, I know some of you wanted this to be a zoo or a colony, but that's not how things work around here. We do not negotiate with biters. They do not even get to live in the zoo. They don't get to live at all. Anyway, back to this one. All right, I'm completely blown away by that one. So I'm a bit weirded out. Cool. These ones are not working. That's weird. All right, let me see. They should have the generic onload, right? Or did I remove that generic 4-lane onload? Yes, that one. But I don't have the... Yeah, I don't have this one. So I'll just take this. There. And that goes in here. And 1, 2, 3, 4 inbounds and 1 outbound. Okay, so this is actually exactly what we want. Then we can do the generic unloader to get the stuff unloaded. That we do have in our blueprint book. Generic 4-lane unload, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4 inputs, and then we'll have an output. I'll just take one of these outputs because that's probably going to be correct also in this case. So let's do that. Here. I love that we can make it so easy. That is so nice. There. And obviously some of these things are not going to be like that. And none of these things are going to be like this, because we're not going to get 4 lines outbound. We're going to get 1 lane outbound of everything that we need. Wow, they are squealing, those robots. Squealing robots. Oh, no. Really? Should I did not believe that for this small of a thing I would need to get my spidertrons in here, but I guess I do. Wow. You just really are not very good, these robots. They are not very good. Oops. So, I wonder when we're gonna hear something about the expansion. That would be about time. It's also a question of how close to the actual launch of the expansion are they going to release any information? Is it going to be like, it's going to release next week on experimental? No. Is it going to be like, we're working on it, it's going to be a year? No. I don't think so. I don't think either of those cases are relevant. You know, I'm going to build you down here because this is just atrocious. In the meantime, I'll have you just stumbling along as you must. And this is this is just taking some time. All right, you are kind of building something. Let's see. Now comes the math part. So if you are afraid of math, then you might want to skip ahead. But of course you're not, because why would you? Okay, this is going to be a bit tricky. Let me explain the tricky part of this so that you would understand the issue. I want to launch 2.7 rockets per minute. Okay, so if this was a normal builder, a normal construction, I would simply just calculate backwards from crafting time and then just go, well, that's it. But this is a bit difficult because I need to control, basically the answer I'm looking for is how many modules am I going to have around here in order for this to be as close to but above 2,700 there. 2,700 signs per minute. The first thing we're going to say is the absolute maximum you can get out of a single rocket silo if you plaster this all the way around. And let me just plaster this a bit better. This. Here, here, and here. This is the absolute fastest you can get. 10.4 crafting speed. And if you have this, then you will get 984 signs per minute. Why? Because the actual animation of after you build it is taking 40.33 seconds. And that's the number from the wiki, but that is actually incorrect as far as I remember, because that's 0.18 numbers and it's slightly different, but that slight difference is so small that I can disregard it in this case. I'll just round up. But if anyone can remember exactly how many ticks the animation take, it says for 2,420, but I believe we've been testing it and that was actually not the case. It was more like 20 ticks more, which means if you want to cut it really close, you're actually going to cut it too close. So with that in mind, we're going to be rounding it up a tiny bit. We're going to use those calculations, but we're rounding it up a bit, which is also like safer to do. In any case, so this is the maximum. If I do this, I get 984 signs per minute out, and if I multiply it by 3, I'm going to get, well, we have a calculator here, 984. Whoops, where's my calculator? Where's my calculator? There you go. 984 times 3, that's going to be too much. I want to scale this down so that it doesn't overconsume anything. It might be a bit hypothetical. So what is it I want to do? Basically, we know that I want each of these to produce 900 signs per minute, which is that means it has to launch one rocket every X seconds in order to generate 900. What that means is if I want 900, that means it's 0.9 rockets per minute. That means if I do it the other way around, then it's going to be 900. Oh, it's going to be 1,000 for one rocket divided by 900. That's going to be 1.11. That means every 1.11 minute I need to launch a rocket. Multiply by 60. That means every 66.67 seconds I need to launch a rocket. Then I'm going to take this and I'm going to minus the time that it takes for the actual animation, because that gives us how much time we actually have available to do the whole crafting. So now I know that I must complete all 100 crafts here in 26.33 seconds or 34 seconds. So how would I do that? That means this is the time. I know the time. I know the number of crafts. The number of crafts is that it's 100 normal crafts, but I have the productivity, so it's 71.4. I'm going to round it up to 71.5. This is where I round off and therefore encapsulate it by that. That means I now know the number of crafts. I don't know the actual crafting time, because the answer is, what is this actual crafting time? What it says crafting speed 10.4 is actually the actual crafting time. I don't know that. I do know the default crafting time is here. That's 3 seconds. So if I take the default crafting time and multiply take the default crafting time, the 3 seconds, and divide by the actual crafting speed over here, the 10.4, then I'll get the actual crafting time. And that's what I want to do. So what I need to do is I need to sort of flip things around, come back to it, and then the answer is that in order to find the time, we will use the 71.5. This is the number of crafts rounded up, multiplied by the default crafting time, divided by the time we need it. And that will give us a crafting speed factor, the number that's 10.4 here, of 8.15. So if I need 8.15, then I can start taking these away. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. It's no longer good. So what we know now is that the answer to our question that we posed is 16 beacons. If we have 16 beacons, and then we also have a bit overcapacity, so we're building a bit faster. You could say that, well, that was a lot of calculations just to, you could just craft more and then just let it idle. But if I scale up my base, I don't want to be over crafting these kind of things. These things should be crafted as close to ratio as possible, because that will, otherwise it'll sort of put a drain all the way back through the supply chain of things that I don't need overproducing. So I want to make sure this one, and also sort of for the part of it that go, okay, this is going to be how I want it. So with this in mind, we know that this is the minimum we need. Now, what are we going to do? We know that this is going to be outputting, and I need some inputs and some outputs. So if we want inputs, I am going to put things in boxes. Why do I not have that? That is incredibly weird. Oh, no, it's not at all weird. It's not at all weird. Where did our robots go? There we go. And I'm going to go over here. Hey, robots, you're supposed to build stuff for us. There. Get that one. Maybe a few more beacons, maybe. That's definitely enough. Maybe a few of these. Yep. And anything else? I'll take a few here. Good. Robots, go down there. And you... Oh, you're dead. Alright. Well, not dead, but useless. Go back. Alright, so... we want to make sure that it continues to go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? Nah, not 7. 6. Right, here's an important part. If you take it from the belt directly, then it's not going to be fast enough. So I want to make sure that I actually have inputs here that are fast enough that it'll never be the inserters that will be limiting. Here. So I'll be bringing in, on this belt, I'll be bringing in, let's say, low density structures. It'll be split out, put into boxes, and then go. Because 2/3 of the time, this one will be stuck in the animation. And during the animation, I want to make sure that I load up these boxes so that when it starts up, it empties the boxes and uses the animation time to fill up the boxes again. That's the plan. The one thing that does not need this is obviously the satellites, because, well, there's just one satellite. That's funny that I can run through it, just barely. And then on the outside, we are going to get something outbound, and that's... let me see if I do something like this. That's correct, right? Right hand side in the direction of travel, that means this. Oh, we just tested. Yes. Yeah, so that works. Just a safe way to test this. Right, and these will go out into a line, and then we'll be merging into a bigger line. Good. This should... oops. Oh, that was not necessary. So why do I build all of this? It's a good question. No, because this one outputs 1000, and I want to make sure that the 1000 always comes out. But I am going to use this as a constraint. I'm going to say... and this is something you should always do. Always, always, always. You want to monitor how much outbound is here. And make sure that you do not launch when it is too much. So basically this one will only launch when the amount of space sciences there is less than, I don't know, 2000. I don't want to have more than 2000 in this location. This will prevent that, although it's a very hypothetical, that you fill up this one with space signs, and once you filled up with space signs, it keep launching and it can't output, and then it just destroys the signs. It's been known to happen to me as well. So yeah. So this thing here was creating more than 900 per minute. That means if I just multiply this by 3, then we should be good to go. And I don't want, I want this line here to be like isolated to this. I want to control each rocket silo launching based on the local storage here. Luckily, hopefully there shouldn't be any local storage, but there might be. There we go. And we should now build this in a manner by which that makes sense. And here we go, the 4 outputs. And since that output's coming in here, then maybe we'll do it down here. 1, 2, and 3. Okay. And at this moment, this might actually be a problem. Why? Well, that might be a problem. Well, these two are merging into one belt, and then they're merging into one belt. That means there's going to be twice as much of this belt as there is on the first one. Yeah, we'll do it. And what a perfect match. What a perfect match. Yeah. Obviously this should be that. You're gonna get another name. That's great. Oh, they're generic. Oh, they're generic. Oh, I thought I was like, suddenly something comes roaring in here. Each of those will be a single belt. So again, I should just do my my balancer. And I guess that can be copy-pasted, and copy-pasted, and copy-pasted. Maybe with a few exceptions here. I don't know why I did that. Okay. And this will be the first one. Very simple. Oh, really? Do I not have any of those yet? Or anymore? Come on, train. Get into here. There should also be a fuel train that's waiting for us. Yep, there comes a fuel train. There. And that one as well. Inbound and fly over this, I think. That looks good. And then the next one. Really? That's annoying. And this will also be just the same as previous. Inbound. Yeah. Let's see if we can copy paste some of this. Should be copy pasteable. Yes. And the last one, obviously not going to be particularly useful to copy paste, but it's actually still worthwhile. There. All right, I think this looks great. And it's very clear where things are coming from and where they're going. That would be pretty nice. So let's get some names up here and also some power lines. The names for this one will be... it'll start by having... There is a space, right? There's a space, yes. Okay, so let's start by making it that one. Colon, space, and inbound low density structures. Let's click the low density here. It'll be easier if I do this. That will be low density structure. Next one will be rocket fuel. It's there. And it'll also be outbound here, signal for rocket fuel. That one. And here, that will be rocket control units. Also things we do not have here. And this will output rocket control units. The last one will be the most interesting, I guess. It'll also be different because there's no way that I'm gonna build it like this. This will be satellites. And I'll put satellites. This is gonna be really interesting. How am I gonna make the satellites? Because we do not want to have this big of a setup for satellites, for sure. There's no way that I'm gonna take a train of this size for satellites. Yeah, I am going to take a train of exactly one size. Fits all. And then even this. Take that out. I kind of forgot. Because I only want it on one side. Yep. Now that is going to be some very different numbers. This will be a total of 40. And now that's the amount. Let's see, 60 maybe? And you will have 40 on a train and a maximum of one train. There will only be one train. There. I think that's good. This will now have one light on. That's reasonable. Now I need to switch up all of these outputs. This one. Ta-da! It is now highlighting that it needs one satellite into the network. Great. I don't know if I want to build it here. It's kind of the most reasonable location to put it. Yes. Oh, there. And then get this one done. And it requires 2. And it's not actually ready, by the way. Because I know that there's something wrong here. These are all incorrect. They will be requesting a factor 10 less. Because this train is only going to carry 3,200. There and there. It's still going to be correct. Requesting 2, requesting 2, requesting 2. Yes. Alright, everything is working except for the robot ports. Should be easy to get. Let's see how they want to be. Oh yeah, this always has to be at this location. Because it has to. And then build it over here. Get the power inbound and inbound. And that's perfectly reasonable. Let's see. Yeah, not going above. That's it. There you go. It's working. Everything is fantastic. I think that's actually correct here. The one thing we might want to do. No, we don't need that. We could get one. Yeah. Oh, this is feeding it again. Ooh, okay. You're done. You're full. Yes, hopefully, presumably. And just go down here again. And what about all of that? Yes, that's also done. And we can then start another row. And then I'll do this part in the meantime. I like the idea of just, yeah, expanding it like this. So that when you only expand the solar panels once, you can expand everything at once. And it goes pretty quick. Right, so that was one of the things that we wanted to do. Now, what we can't do anything inbound, unfortunately. There's nothing we can do inbound. And the design for the satellite is going to be quite a big one. What we don't have, though, is figure out how much we actually need of each resource. So if I look at it and then say, if I want to launch, if I get 2,700 science out, then since I have productivity, that means I'm putting 1,900 and 28 in rocket parts inbound. Is that correct? It's 1,000 inbound, 1,000 outbound. Yes, so that is correct. And this is every minute. So let's divide this by 60. That means I need 32 of each of these products, not the satellites, inbound. Let's have a look at our low density structure build, because now I start shuddering, I guess, because this is not 32. This is 24. Yeah, but having something that's bigger than this is just not feasible. So what I need to do is actually make 2 of these. The question is then, do I... No, I do want to make it here. Yes. Because I might want to make the satellites somewhere else. That could be feasible to do satellites somewhere else. Yeah. So let's build these down here. We do have the roboports. Let's scroll up. Copper mining, production, utility, chemical science, logistics science, automation science, stone bricks, low density structures. Funny how low density structures is after something like stone bricks. I'll build 1 low density and 1 other low density, and not the last one. Yes. Do I want these enabled? No, not yet. But I do want this one operational. Let's start building this. I think this is a good step forward. That means we have this, and that means I will obviously have to double this size, but that's okay. That's something we can do that. We can double the size of this without problems. Let me also go down and help these poor robots, even though I'm probably not going to do much. The poor spidertrons. Spidertrons are just so much more effective. There will be like a lot of things like running after this. All the robots that are waiting for charge. It'll just take a bit of time, but that's the beauty of this. It doesn't really matter. There have been some asking me why I'm not just only running around in a spidertron, and I don't like it. I don't like turning Factorio into a point and click. This is not Diablo or Path of Exile. I don't like that way of walking, so that's why I'm not doing it. It's primarily the change of walking. See, I'm doing it now, but I shudder. I shudder at the thought. These will now be dedicated. Let's say, yeah, we talk about dedicated and common. This is common. Steel has to be... Should make steel into a common product. But it's really hard to change right now. But, you know, there will be a lot of things that we will have to change anyway. The plastic also probably should be a common product, but yeah. It is not right now. That one. Good. So this is good, and then I can do the same thing here. Get that one, and then go here. Oh yeah, I can also... Yeah. I can also just walk, but... Yeah, I don't know. It just feels really uncomfortable walking in a spidertron. Could have like a super fast spidertron that I'm walking on, and then have the other builders just following me. But I don't think that's... I don't know. I'm old school. I don't... it doesn't feel like Factorio then. This just feels weird, and it doesn't look good either. I don't know. It's just a thing. So I don't think I can come up with a good reason why I'm not doing it, but I don't like it. That's my reason. These do copy nicely, and if I fire this up, then at least some of the things will be working. How much steel is this taking? 35. That means times 2, 70. And if I look at a steel location, that should be fine, right? Yeah, this is 74. Okay, so these two can be fed by a single steel and a single plastic, which is then starting to fill up all the stuff that I need here, because I'm also going to need... yeah, that's actually where the first part where we need to go down here, I guess. Why did I build it here, not over here? Probably should have built it over here so I could more easily go that one and that one. Oh, well, if you see it over here next time, then you know why. At least we're not firing things up just yet. Just not letting things go in. Then it's a lot easier to move things before we set up. I think that's actually the best idea. Like, this is the good design, but I want to move it over here because then I can take all of this and then also get this one as well. Or maybe even, yeah. Something. This is so nice. 45 million, and then I just leave it be. All right, it's all just mysteries. We'll figure out. But anyway, I think that this is where we want to wrap up this episode. The main point of this episode was really to do the design of the rocket silo build, and I think it's designed. Unfortunately, we can't really test it, but hey, if we designed it, then it's probably working flawlessly at first try, right? So I hope that you are enjoying the series. We will be back in the next series and the next episode. Oh wow, these are not great. In the next episode, where we will be looking at some of... yeah, hold on. I know I'm just getting confused. In the next episode, we'll be looking at the satellite build and expanding this one to all the subcomponents needed. I think they will do the satellites first, maybe? Yeah, because satellites will then start consuming a ton of this part here. And also that one. Yeah, which would be necessary when I want to move it. Anyway, I think that's a great place to leave it off. If you have any good ideas about how to do it, and particularly also about how we could, whether we should make steel a common product and plastic a common product instead of it being dedicated product. It does kind of feel a bit off to have it as dedicated products. I don't know. Anyway, let me know, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. If you have liked it, be sure to hit the like button. And of course, if you haven't subscribed yet, consider subscribing. And of course, for the very few but very notable, if you want to support the channel, then there is a link to Patreon in the description below. Thank you very much. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, take care. And as always, stay effective.